So in this video, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write the algorithm that allows us to enter a new book onto a text document. So firstly, I'm going to save this in the same folder that I've got my algorithm saved to, which is on my desktop. Sorry, here. And it's called task 3. There we go. So there's my library database, obviously there. So I'm going to call this new entry. Actually, yeah, BSGC library. Now you have to be careful with the capital letters and stuff like that, okay? So it might be a good idea for you to save it as all in small caps, possibly. So, and I want it saved as a text file. So you can see it's txt. And save it, there we go. Okay, so now, so I'm going to make this active again. And what I'm going to do is, firstly, I'm going to put the input in. So I'm just going to keep it simple for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to put in the book, the author and the genre. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to do this through inputs. Now, so firstly, I'm going to make a variable called book, and I'm going to make that an input. And I'm going to say what is, or no, actually, please enter the title of the book. Then I'm going to put in the author, and I'm going to, input. Again, please enter the first and second name or names of the author. There we go, and then the genre. And this is where you might want to put a validation. But I'm not going to do that just yet. Enter the genre of the book. Right, so that's that done. Now what I want to do is I want to get this to write on the text document. Okay, so now the problem is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few problems that you can easily run into, so hopefully you might overcome these yourself when you're planning your code. Okay, so now you've handled text files before, we've had lessons on that. So I'm going to put in open, and I want to open up my text file. So I think I called it BSGC library. Okay, and it's a txt file. Close that. And I want to write on my file. Okay, so, and I'm going to run this and I'm going to test it out. Nope, I'm not going to run this. I'm not going to test it out because what I haven't done is I haven't told it to write on the file yet. Okay, so apologies. Right, so here we go. Down here actually I want to put it, and I want to say with open, so I've opened file as file, and I'm going to put file write. Okay, and I'm going to put in book plus author plus genre. Okay, right, so here we go. I'm going to run this now. And enter my choice, which is 1. Please enter the book. I'm going to put in Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. and the genre of the book, which is fantasy. Okay, and that's that really. So we haven't put a loop in or anything yet, but what we're going to do is we're going to kill this, and we're going to take a look at the library database. Oh, where's it gone? There we are. And you can see that it's written it on. It's there, but it don't look great, does it? Okay, so now I'm going to fix that problem, and it's really simple, because all you've got to do is just simply put in some spaces, and that's about it really. There we go. And also I didn't like the way that came up so close, because people might put in the space there. There we go. So I'll just edit our code here. And I'm going to try this again, just to compare the two. J.K. Rowling. And the genre of the book is fantasy. Right, so there we go. And you can see that now it's made it a lot better. Right, now I hope you're spotting a problem right here. And a problem that you should be spotting, for example, is that I've just put in a title on that book and only one has come up, and that's because it overwrites it. So when you do write, you're actually overwriting it, and there's a simple way to fix this. Okay, very simple way, and it's just here. Change this to an A for append. Okay, so now when I append this, it won't overwrite it. So what I'm going to do firstly is, because I don't want all sorts of going on in there, so I'm just going to delete this, and I'm going to save the changes, because right now, firstly, if the author did want to put in, sorry, not the author, if the user did want to put in more entries onto this database, they can't. Okay, because we need a loop. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in a loop. Okay, so something that you've done plenty of times before. So I'm going to put in an option for the person to actually be able to write more files. So I'm just going to call this loop, simple as, and have an input to say, would you like to add another entry onto the system? Okay, and they will be able to answer simple yes or no. Okay, and close the string there, so that will come up afterwards. And then now I'm going to add my if. So if loop is equal to yes, then I want my program to continue, and anything else it breaks. So not breaks. So basically what I need to put up here now is simply a while true. Okay, so while true, and then I need to realign my code right here so it's inside the loop. That should be fine there, hopefully, but we'll soon find out, won't we, when we try to run it. So let's take a look. Could be an error, might not be. Yep, so it says that's not properly inside the loop. So no, my if isn't inside the loop, is it? So let's fix that. And my else. right here, and my break. I might have another few errors before I run this, who knows. And you start to really despise that noise. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Right, let's just try again. It says continue not in loop properly. Well, that's a bit strange. Okay, so I'm going to fix this and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Welcome back, but I spotted my error and you probably spotted it as well, that the weave here wasn't inside the loop, so I didn't, you know, rookie error, sorry. Right, now, so we're going to test this out. And hopefully you'll spot some other mistakes that we need to fix later on. So now I'm going to enter the title of the book again, so I'm going to put in Harry Potter. Oops. Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, and the genre of the book is fantasy. And there we go, and I want to add another one onto the system, so now it should loop back. So I'm going to add another one here, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, and the genre of the book is a dystopian. I'm not sure if I spelled that right. And I'm not going to add any more. And so I've done that wrong, so it should have said goodbye, but it's because I have not validated it to say. Right, so now I'm going to look at this, and hopefully you can see a problem, because if you look at our PRM, wants to see consider this a text file, which means all information will be saved in a string format. And consider, yeah, blah blah blah, but it says define the format of each line of the file so the piece of information may be easily extracted. So as you can see, and also up here, the list is saved in a text file where each line of the file represents one book. So basically each line of the file has got to be one book, so we've got to find a way to put this onto another line. Okay, so when we make our entries, which we'll move on to later on. Right, so for now we have our menus and we have our new book entries, which are not writing over the top, so we're using A for append. And we've got our loop, so they can continue to enter more entries. But the next problem that we've got to sort out is that we've got to put in a validation, but it does say where appropriate. But if we're looking at a school database, it would be appropriate. And I would say that we need to figure out a way to edit our code to make sure that our new entries go onto a new line. So watch out for more.